So, guys, we're about to get into the game. I just think it's going to be another feast.
Yeah, absolutely. Lay the table, get the napkin in the, well, do you put it on your lap or do you put it in your neck? What do you call it? Your collar.
I don't spill food
I'm a
down
lapper.
myself because I'm not a baby, so I
true.
just throw the napkin out.
Wow.
I'm a lapper
Clean.
myself.
Yeah, same.
Well,
paiN.
I have a...
What do you have,
Go
Hugo?
ahead. Go ahead. This isn't going anywhere good.
Yeah, no, let's just leave that.
Well, I was gonna.
And then
I was just
Robin
gonna
just shouts
stop-
paiN, and then it just
Yeah.
ends. Perfect. Yeah. That entire segment was paiN. Yeah.
paiN!
Ah!
Yeah,
paiN
man.
for O Plano here as well, by the looks of things.
Oh, I'm super hyped for this game though. Overpass, one of my favorite maps to watch. Like, let's see what O Plano have on this T site. I like the take. They plant for CT. They don't fall for that heavy toilet setup that they ran past on long. Now PKL, quick on the retake. Nice shot. 4-on-2. Cleaning out the bank. Oh, bagged in the back of the A site. And it's going to be eventually a defuse after that Molotov.
And it's the two main guys as well that we saw on Nuke, PKL and Safe. Getting all of those kills. O Plano with the bomb plant though, at least. Should be seeing a potential buy here for next. But yeah, I mean, this is a whole lot of unknowns for everybody on this desk. As we mentioned, this is not a map the paiN plays. Normally it's their insta veto. Doing a gamble for this series, removing Mirage. Map that O Plano has been very good on, and for O Plano's end, yeah, this has been a question mark around the board. But you know, same can be said. I think we've said that about a few maps for O Plano this event, and they have definitely impressed. So we'll see. If they have been practicing since January, you do expect when they do pick into maps like this that they at least have a good game plan coming into it. It's, as I mentioned, it is a buy for O Plano. 2 AKs, a Galil and 2 Deagles. Bit of nades as well, and the nades is looking like a B kind of hit.
I just want to give him some more credit. Safe is phenomenal, bro. Like, I just want to have a look at the actual numbers. He beat both Henny and KNG in AWP kills, in opening kills, you name it. You know, like across the board, he was looking better. I think when you're in the server up against one of the most terrifying teams for a double AWP setup in this O Plano squad, the fact that, you know, you're still the guy who wields the big green gun, who even when you're using the rifles, you know, you're still the guy we're talking about. That is so impressive for Safe. So impressive. This little B play, right? You got the force buy in O Plano. They've lost a man early. They are out, but it's kind of grinded to a bit of a halt. There's a weird, like, wall of smokes down, keeping them out of the sight. And, you know, you're probably hoping to have a bit more pace behind this B take. You know, all the rotations are here. paiN, they're leaving nothing a chance. They've got all their bodies down in this B bomb site. The Deagle and the AK open up with a killer piece. However, the MP9 on Hardzow, quite the response. Nice try from O Plano to bail themselves out.
Ace for Hardzow. All 5 kills in the B-bomb site. Swings out with the pistol at the end and cleans it up. I felt like the Deagle might have just hit that one bullet it needed as they lined up.
I mean, that's
Very
terrifying
nice
for O Plano, because they use all their nades, they go out the bombs and nothing happens. They just stand there, and it kind of what we saw on Nuke T side, right? But I think the difference here is O Plano's really hitting their shots, right? Yeah, it was 5 members from paiN there, 5 for O Plano. Still goes down to the wire with 1 surviving player. And with that, O Plano wants to rebuy again. They know that paiN's money is nowhere near to be as solid as they want it to be. 3 SMGs on their end. Pretty even buy.
Delayed mid-walk as well.
And just to close it off on Safe there as well, to Harry's point, you're 100% right. KNG, he was 1 and 5 on Nuke in terms of opening kills, right? When do you ever talk, say that about a guy like KNG? But Safe is just very dominant.
Yeah, I mean, man, even if you look at like the raw kill count, right? KNG and Henny combined had 38 to 43 were their numbers. Safe alone was 30 and 19. So very impressive that he's hitting for 2 essentially.
3 guys came through the smoke, but whoever threw that T flashbang blinded all of them, including the opponents. PKL should not have lived there, but
No, definitely not.
everyone was white, luckily.
It's been normally at least you have the one guy that tends not to be completely flashed, but seems like maybe the guys were listening to another flash that popped and they thought that was the one that they were going on. Good CT side start here though from paiN. They do manage to hold O Plano back despite the fact of it's 2 back-to-back buys here from him. First round here where they save a little bit.
I mentioned this when they when we saw the maps at the start of the series. This is a map that paiN have only played once, and they had a mare on this CT side as well. It was versus Liquid, so very different competition. A series they won, but they got 16 forward, 3 of which rounds were on the CT side, I think, in the first half. So, you know, not exactly got a great track record, but neither do O Plano. So, who knows what's going on with this game? Right now, O Plano found themselves a gun. They've scavenged a rifle on Lucas. He should probably give that to Leo, who has armor and full health. But right now, they're still defaulting, leaving KNG mid, grouping back up at B now, where only one CT sits, joined by Hardzao. And Nekker's a lot to do soon as that smoke fades. They're grouping. They've got 1 flash to explode.
See if it's going to be enough. Nekkis with the SMG there as well against non-armored people. That's a little bit helpful. Oh, it's a bad flash though. Normally you tend to throw that in the monster area for the close peek. It's still very competitive here though. Yeah, 2 on 2 all of a sudden.
Oh, KNG trying to get aggressive. Trying to be the man to make a difference, dies and now leaves it on VSM. His Deagle can't find anything, and so the defuse is found for paiN. Once again, it's another one of these rounds that gets very, very close, but not over the line. Right, still converted, that's the important part. And now we finally have a full buy coming in for O Plano, right? It's been a bit of a weird beginning, what with these forces often finding a lot of success. It just kind of kept them, you know, kept them buying. And that's kept them very, very honest all the way until we get 5 rounds deep in this game, where finally they're adorning an AWP on KNG. They've got rifles and everyone else. Safe is also bringing his AWP to play now for the paiN squad. And so we get to have this clash of the all-star Brazilian AWPers right away.
Well, no one's giving Safe anything right now. And for their own good, got to walk through connector in the meantime. But with the door smoked off, they're not going to be going out into B anytime soon. That's where the bomb is sat, though. That's what they have in mind. Good flash gets Safe off the angle, but will he go back for more? Lots of flashes. And they're waiting out on this smoke to explode into B short as well. paiN have been very passive on their A takes as well. You know, mid, not really playing for it. PKL sat back by the toilet yet again with Nekkers spotting for him. The AWP is still lower. This boost is great information when O Plano eventually do come back down that connector. This will be ending B.
Oh, he was sleeping there a little bit, felt like.
Yeah. Could have definitely got a kill. Damage will do, though, and it's info. It confirms that, you know, they were trying to come B. And so we'll
I worry about O Plano
here.
Look at the little map control that they have. They essentially have to hit bomb sites as I guess at this point. 35 seconds left.
Oof,
and they're changing their minds. Yeah, they're rotating back to A. It needs to be a very snappy execute.
Oh, and the re-smoke down on short. If you wait for that to fade, guys, you've got about 8 seconds. So you're going to have to go through this smoke or around it. These are your options.
They're saving.
No way.
They're going back to B.
They're going back to B. They're going
crazy.
back down card. Now the footsteps have been heard, but look at this. VSM out the short side, finds the opener. Oh, I love this last-minute decision to back in towards the B site. Now with the plant in.
How?
Oh, Plano, they are on to a round win here.
How do they win that?
Mate, I tell you what, I honestly, I don't even, you know, I know that probably makes, especially you, Flaren, I know it's making you sweat, But I think when you've got guys like VSM who are so good in these situations where when you need them to create some space, when you're down to the final 15 seconds and you've been going all slow, you need a guy to run in there like a madman and take a couple of dudes down. VSM is your man. He's great in spots like that. And I think, dude, that's them trying to game rotations out of paiN, and it works, right? There were 3 down on B. When they make the push happen, there's only 2. That third man has rotated into the A site. So it's a nice bit of misdirection out of O Plano. They do a good job of making a round that looked very, very scary end up looking quite nice for them.
Yeah, but I think the difference here, like for example, if you talk about a team that actually does these double fakes intentionally, you tend to leave a guy over B, right? But for O Plano's sake, you could tell that was never the intent. They're like, okay, let's go A, and then, oh man, there's a smoke here now. Oh, let's fall back. So yeah, I mean, you are relying then at that point on players like VSM to just open up the bomb sites for you. Now, can you replicate that again and again? Probably not. In a round like that, I mean, that's fantastic. But it does worry me for O Plano's side there.
Well, the AWP on the A side is going to trade one at least. Safe in the right place at the right time, and he's calling for help. But we already know these O Plano T-side rounds can come down to the bitter end, the last few seconds. So paiN are already going to need to be very careful on these rotates here. Anyone running up CT is going to get heard, so Hardsa has to walk it. Now, O Plano's heading towards B, looking like they're going to commit. Now, you need this VSM pick. You need the monster kill, otherwise Nekkers can deny the plant and cause problems. VSM's got that frag, and now Big Zera trapped in the pit. Cross coming from Harzao. He's going to get gooshed immediately and dealt with. Big Zera gives up his position for nothing, finally taking down VSM. 2 players up. KNG misses a shot, and Big Zera's buying time for the fast flank. He's got another. Coming in from short, AWP v AWP, and KNG's running away. 3 seconds, they fake it, they're looking for kills!
No! Ah, it's even worse! KNG dies after time! Oh my word, that gets gross.
They thought they had both frags, but they still ran away from short. Like, the call must have come in, oh, I can't plant, we gotta hunt. They both jump towards the pit here, but then, you know, even if Safi doesn't make that play, they can't kill him. They can't get both frags. I don't know what the plan was.
I think maybe they made that call. They could also save in that pit area, right? Rather than just being stuck on the bomb site and just dying after time. We saw that happen still.
They could have stuck it though, like at that point. KNG just commit the hit. Very weird round. But you can see the inexperience on this map already.
Yeah, probably a little bit chaotic as well in the voice comms, as you mentioned, Hugo. Not either one of these teams play this map all that often, so don't see that many official games on it. Another fast B take here, though.
Oh, the dunk. Big Zera with the spray gets 1. And again, B is controlled bot for how long? PKL and Safe with the AWP. I have already come in on rotate. Creeping in, the bomb planting. PKL doesn't want to give away his position. He allows it. Catching Henny off the plant, but whiffed spray as that smoke fades and Safe has to save. O Plano go right back to B with a single flash play through Monster, and they win a round. So keep it simple. And KNG with his AWP is looking to hunt. Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, maybe. Safe. Expect something though, but no. Nuts.
Oh,
absolutely nuts. Knows he's scoped in. Get some extra money there as well. I like that that call from O Plano. They have done these very slow defaults, right, to swap that in. Sure, maybe for that round, maybe you can somewhat expect that, but they go in, they get the trades done as well. They even manage to go for the hunt here. Finally puts paiN in a bit of an eco territory. 2 ecos at that as well, so we do see a buy here. Has potential here now of evening out the scoreboard. 5-4, 5-5, maybe even. Plano can string these low buy rounds together. paiN gambling a little bit more towards that B site. Safe is up in mid here though. Knife back. Yep. They're pissed. They are pissed. I love it.
Oh. Well, back-to-back rounds. Why not get some vengeance? KNG to safe, right back to KNG. You can't blame him for that one. ESM's crept out, but Nekkers gets a second chance at life. He gets to drop the smoke and holds out from short, finds the Deagle headshot. 4 on 3. And this is a very weird position. Lucas is committed. Leo's got the bomb out monster. He's waiting for Henny to help out as well as his CTs are not giving up fights. They're cowering back, waiting for that plant. Nekkers with another from the site. And now Leo's trying to hunt down the kill, clearing the pits.
Look at them, man. It's like they're fighting ghosts.
Yeah,
like
clearing everything.
Having to try and find these players and flush them out, and it's wasting so much time. It's let Safe get set up as well. And for Leo in the 1v3, very little options here. He's looking for the hunt on Safe. He's looking for this kill, and then he's going to try and go A, but he's got to find it, and Safe running away. Doesn't get far enough. The bomb plant can still come in for Leo. Safe, just a sec. Oh,
he's got it.
Okay.
He's got it.
Okay. Oh, just down in time, but the kill found immediately after. And paiN, they take a sick, they get the AKs out of the round, they win that on that partial buy. Ooh-wee.
What are we watching, guys? What are we watching?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell though, right? Like, little experience on this map. We lose KNG early, gets a kill in mid, sure, but it's 4 on 4, and while this is happening, look at the minimap for O Plano. Sure, they have map control, but they do decide to just go back to that B bomb site. Doesn't work out for them. We have Lucas just walk out. There's no trades really happening. Yeah, it's a bit shaky.
Smoking the molly, faster mid-take here, but the nade puts Henny down so low. Safe holding for the fountain peak, and they're being patient. VSM's defaulting B, or at least he was until Big Zera peeked him on short. They're going to run boost, but into Safe's orb. Uncrouch, and a missed shot. Trying to carve a path to escape. He's smoked out by his teammate. That gives him a route back to A, and the molly will do nothing. They were already disappearing from this position, scared of long as well. So no question that O Plano have numbers up on A right now. That much is clear, and I like the re-aggro move, a classic Brazilian play. It's going to be Safe holding. He's committing, though. This is very dangerous. It could work wonders with his teammate by his side. Pushing in, low HP, and he takes the shot to Henny. No way he gets out unpunished. And now they're going to swing into the rifle. Bomb dropped, orb re-peaks, and it's just 1-2 punches coming out from paiN right now. No survivors. KNG's gone 2, and Safe closing it with a flick onto 3. paiN loving a bit of overpass right now.
For now, at least on their CT side. As we mentioned, T side's overpass is really difficult. Really have to have a good game plan coming into it. The difference here, if this was, for example, a European team, think Fnatic, for example, they would be all up in mid on you, right? And for less experienced teams, what ends up happening with that is that you have a really hard time kind of regaining that map control. But with paiN, they've been playing this very far back, right? Very defensive positioning, allowing at least O Plano to get this map control, but kind of the same tendencies that we see, a little bit of a question marks in terms of how we want to be taking the map controls and where do we want to be ending on these rounds. So it's gone down to the wire. Map like this, you tend to kind of rely a little bit more on the B bomb site since it is a little bit more narrow and you can get there a little bit easier. 7-2 though. It's a half buy for O Plano. A lot of early nades here coming in from paiN, just making sure they're not going to get rushed on.
Yeah, the pressure into the toilets forces PKL back, but I doubt you're getting too worried here if you're paiN. Right, toilets control taken. This is nice real estate for O Plano to have, especially with so much time still left on the clock. You know, a lot of the times they're only getting up this short side with like the final 30 seconds left. So they've done well to at least bait utility out over on upper. They've forced rotations up towards the A site. And paiN are actually set up with like a retake setup here in B with this CT boost to provide some cover of the B bomb site. They've played the boost well, at least, right? They've used it to get some kills, to whittle down the numbers, and now they can approach this retake nicely, never really letting it get too worrisome. So paiN onto 8, a flawless round in. One of the things I read while we've just kind of been, you know, watching these rounds go by is that Safe, when he transitioned from being a rifler into an AWPer, apparently hasn't even been open that long in the grand scheme of things. He didn't look at like some of the typical, you know, Brazilian inspirations for AWP players. You all know the guy I'm talking about, right? Everyone studies a bit of the Fallen to see, at least normally down in Brazil. That's how things go. He looked further afield. He was looking at guys like ZywOo. That's who he wanted to model his impact from. How would you say he marries up to that guy he looked at in ZywOo? Would you say it's a very ZywOo-esque style for Flaren?
Oh, his silence is
telling, deafening, man.
He might have been, you know,
no, I
grabbing a
accidentally
drink.
muted myself. No,
really?
No, I don't. You know, I can see it in some sense. I think that the team itself, like, you know, we always talk about the same with device right now, right? Moving over to NIP. I think, you know, ZywOo is incredible, right? But I do think that it is a team game after all, and for him by himself, just to mold his game after ZywOo, you kind of rely on your teammates on that also. But I can appreciate it. We do see ZywOo also having rounds, right, where he just takes over. Brushes Banana, for example, notorious for doing stuff like that. So absolutely.
That was the same thing. Play even.
We always talk about it as well, right? When you do look at offers, like it's very hard to replicate some of it, right? Like, yeah, you watch a demo of Simple, and you're like, yeah, okay, great, yeah, I'm just gonna learn how to kill all these guys. Yeah. So you tend to talk a little bit more about the consistent offers, right? Like, and I'm not saying Simple is not consistent, he drops bombs. I'm just saying the ones that, you know, go for the one and done, right? Like the devices, less aggressive. You can learn a little bit more of the basics with these guys. But you have to have it in you as well to kind of get it to that point. And you can watch as many demos of ZywOo as you want, right? You still have to have the mentality, and Safe definitely does, right? He does seem to really want to be that aggressive, in-your-face kind of player.
Oh, he's in hot water right now. His teammates left him to try and win the round. It doesn't matter if Safe dives. There's no time to win. 2 seconds and a well-played escape from Hard Zao. He lets Safe die, but it's not in vain. But that was a bit much for me.
I would have loved to have seen them like role reverse that so that it's Hard Zao still in the site and Safe saving. Especially because Safe was the guy that came from Connector. You know, he like crossed into dangerous territory, and in dying gave the AWP over to Henny. Right, that's always a little bit scary, feeding an AWP to this O Plano squad. You've got 2 very, very capable AWPers.
Well, you put an AWP and a free kill there too.
Yeah.
And you don't have 16k in your bank to be doing that kind of nonsense. We're back at the B takes. As I mentioned, these are a little bit easier, especially if you are a new team on Overpass, rather than take over mid. A lot of these long drawn out fights. B is a little bit more in your face. 1 expo flash, right? Let's get out there, let's fight.
Explosive. Hard Zao trapped to the pit. Leo knows, and he jumps on his head. Love it. Goomba stomped down in B. 5 on 3. And this is a very difficult round to recover from. The only success O Plano really have had have been these explosive B pops with just 1 flash over monster and getting everyone in. And it works wonders yet again. Save has to happen. And VSM knows it better than anyone. He's here to deny that. Walking up. Oh! Safe. He spots him. It goes both ways. Now he's just trying to put distance between himself and VSM. KNG is walking up long as well, again, looking for these backstabs. PKL kills VSM on the stairwell, but KNG, a light-out headshot to find Big Azera, locking out some serious map control in this attempted save. Safe, got to be careful. Oh, now he's a dead man. And, well, KNG's done his job, taking 2 out of the 3 saved weapons out of the round.
And this is where, you know, that decision to throw more guns at Henny in the round prior to last starts to matter a hell of a lot, right? As for Flaren said, you don't have 16 grand, boys. You can't afford to be throwing these guns away. It's left you in a pretty bad shape. And so O Plano can now look to streak some rounds together, really on the back of the money.
Yeah, and look at that, right? Because they buy in this round, it's the full buys, to your point, right? If Hardstyle would have saved this weapon, it would have been 3 M4s heading into this. Even a potential AWP, because he would have had maybe enough money. But instead, yeah, it is a full buy here for paiN. If O Plano wins this one, it's going to be wonky buys for the last 2 rounds for paiN here as well. So we do have at least a game on our hands. It was looking like it was going to be another blowout.
Yeah, well, we had a blowout in the first half of Nuke, and that unfortunately meant nothing. Or maybe fortunately, who knows? At least for paiN. Oh, this is a big flank, and the timing's good as well. Lucas is just getting out of this position. He'll start to discount it eventually, although he's holding, and Spot's safe coming up the ladder. Has to evade now. Go back to Connector. And they're going to avoid him by going up long instead. Hardzal's in the perfect spot. At least he just needs to be a bit more patient. And as long as Safe can come up and help, but he's going to be so scared of middle. He doesn't want to go back up top con, so it's a late rotate. It's really a 1-on-3 in this round. Safe will save if Hardzal dies, and so he needs everything in this A side.
Oh, yeah, and there's the push. Lots of damage, but not the kill. Safe's got this nade, and what a nade it could be if he was in the right place. Sadly, he's too far gone, and you know, most people would just be looking to save here. Now, Safe isn't most people. That's one thing you've got to bear in mind. He's creeping up, almost like he wants to give this a go, but I can't imagine he's going to. I do not envision a world where Safe enters into this bomb site. He's still creeping forward. He's really looking to make me eat my words. Even some damage, maybe. But I just think he's dead. There we go. Henny on the angle. Gets rid of him. You know, fair enough. Give it a try. Now you don't have anything in this next round. You would have only had the AK. So just an eco. And then a buy in round 15.
Yeah. And even looking here, right? Max PKL actually buys an HE, and with that, he's not going to be able to buy an AWP for next round. Would have had $50 to spare. $100 actually, but with that HE, unless they get some kills here, should be an all M4 round for next. Low utility with that as well. Trying something here at least on this save round, a triple boost. Oh, and they spot 2. Nekis gets the first. This is where the success have been for O Plano, this B bomb site.
Oh! Nice spray. Hit player's gone. VSM out to the Glock now. They've already killed a mate, don't worry. 2-on-3. And yeah, you're just throwing yourself into the mix right now. Getting boiled alive in the B site. And yeah, recovery at the end of the half, right? 5 rounds looking for 6. Certainly doable here for O Plano. This game was very scary at one point in time. And I'm still a little concerned about what we're going to see on paiN's T side too.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no, you know, shoe-in right now. Even with a 10-round half, absolutely zero guarantee they're going to be able to close this game. But they're doing their job right now. No AWPs in this last round, at least for the CT side. They haven't got the money. Money getting sucked out in these last few rounds. Some force buys, some guns that weren't saved. And here's the consequence of that. No kit either. But we haven't really been seeing retakes going well for paiN at that point. KG has been killer on the headshots, but he turns and still gets the kill. Oh, insult to injury for Safe. Big Zera defends B, and PKL hears all of this aggression up on the A site, but it doesn't matter. Henny's so ready for the turnaround. Running this AWP on the T side over KG in many positions. 4-on-3. The site is lost, and Hardzal's doing what he can to keep it in control. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that could have been a double. One will do.
Fantastic comeback here from O Plano. 60 rounds, that's not bad.
Yeah, right, you're only going to get past these 2. Easier said than done, but with just Hardzal left on 4 HP, It should be 6 on the board for O Plano. They've stumbled back to their feet. They recovered quite nicely, and we really do have a series on our hands now. paiN Gaming, what's their T side made of? What's this O Plano CT side looking like? We're going to get all these answers and more after a quick break, so don't you go anywhere, because when we're back, we'll have this second half ready and underway.
Well, paiN are looking to pass through O Plano. To do that, they must overcome them on their map pick, Overpass. Can they do it? We're about to find out.
Yeah, a bit of a comeback here on O Plano's T side. Managed to get 6 rounds at least on the board, swapping over to CT now. We've said it before, bunch of unknowns here for both of these two squads. We have no idea what we are to see from O Plano, but same can be said for paiN. Very slow pistol here. It's just Bigastera going in mid, trying to at least spot someone. A bit of a doozy though, because it's no one's here. This could be dangerous too. He's not going to stop, I feel like, because he's going to go CT spawn here down towards B. I wonder if they even would rotate back. Probably will just be waiting for him instead.
Lucas just turned around just to check his back. So the call is there. The awareness that all of this map control is open is in the back of O Plano's mind, but it's too quiet for them. KNG starting to rotate. Bigastera might tell his team to leave, and I don't know about that. I think a backstab might work better unless KNG gives up a freebie here. He's staying tucked at the dumpster, now moving out. Bigastera playing with O Plano right now. This is perfect. They've still got to worry about Henny, though. There's the kill. Now Henny in the toilet. They have no idea what they're walking into. He can't afford to get spotted from the site, but he hears them coming and needs to drop the bomb. He can't. PKL midair, keeping this round alive. And a 5-on-3 with Bigastera finally dead in spawn opens up the chance to retake. Oh, I say that. Maybe not.
Lucas had the kit at least, P250 as well. Best weapon, I guess, at this point, because he is getting long distance duels. Tags PKL a little bit, but yeah, this is a very difficult pistol round to come back from if you're O Plano. Impressive from paiN as well. It's a very long, it's a drawn out pistol round. It comes in the back of Bigastera, just walking into mid, not spotting anyone. Plano's aware, but they're not aware of the fact that he's already on the bomb site waiting for KNG. And that's both pistol rounds going in the way of paiN on Overpass. Rebuy back though. I was expecting double scouts actually from O Plano, but again, KNG a little bit smart here. Just buys a deagle, armor, saves $700. He will have that AWP confirmed for the first weapon round. Same can't be said for Henny. He's gonna need a few kills here if you want to get back to that territory.
Ooh. Oh, so close for Henny. One lower player finished off. And he gets mollied. Can't hang around forever. Fire at the feet. Perfectly placed Molotov as well from the rock. And now Leo pushing mid. Try to catch these players rotating, retreating back to B. He might be able to see them on the stairs. Oh, he's looked away. Timing is awful. Nekiz comes back out with a revenge kill.
Poor
it
guy.
Doesn't get much worse than that.
Yeah. Oh, that's devastating, man. I don't know how Nekiz saw him either. Like, oh, that's just brutal. And now on the back of that timing getting missed, it throws a real problem the way of O Plano. Nekiz is kind of realized, right, well, if someone's pushed middle, the odds are there's going to be numbers stacked down on that B side. So he's called for them to rotate back up away from B. Now they're exploring. Oh,
yeah.
Having a little explore in the middle. Gonna go down to bank. Up towards the A side. And now a little rotation out of Lucas. No,
Oh, yeah.
pretend
They realize it's
rotation.
over at this point. You're just saving. You hear the molly bank. You go, yep. We got nice call though, as you spotted, Harry. Like Neck is getting that info, and they wanted to hit B. They're even out monster, but they just double back. They go, nah, I'm not losing this round. And that's so important for paiN as well. Even though nothing is sacred in this series, right? Taking a pistol, converting it, that's massive at this scoreline. Running out of chances, running out of time are O Plano in this BO3. They may have ruined Furia's day, but paiN gaming, baby. A whole different kettle of fish. And the Prince dines on boiled trout.
At least we have
Prince being
3
you.
saved weapons here for O Plano, so it's a save, but at least they have a scout SMG. We have some pistols as well to help with that. At least it was a setup before as well for previous round. Henny and KNG trying something at A long. It didn't quite work out. Not that Henny a killed at least, but we'll see if they have something else in mind for this round. B stack. Big fan of this in general with eco rounds. Let's do something with them.
Oh, maybe a boost of some sort. Try to put that together, but right below is a player, and they're not going to see it from this position. PKL might even find an ang. Oh, KNG's just tucked in, he knows. There it is. Finally the kill coming in. And Neck is trying to force pressure off of that. He knows it's a monster player, jumping around, making noise, and even the short push coming through right now. Oh, Neck is lot to do. 2 players. PKL helps out with a lovely spray, and it's only Henny alone on that A site. Eco getting swept under the rug. Oh, can't even get the escaping safe either. Just uses all of his util to buy time. Henny's going to check it though, but not fast enough.
Solid first few rounds here for paiN. They continue that. We saw the same on their CT side. First weapon round now though for O Plano. We'll see what they have in store for us. Identical here as well for paiN. Timeout for the first weapon round. Let's talk about it. Let's have a good game plan coming into this. And this is where we'll see if we're going to be seeing something special from O Plano, or if maybe all that they've talked about is regular positions and that's all that they've had time for so far. But we mentioned it as well, Overpass, fantastic AWP map, especially on that CT side. So I am at least expecting KNG, and once actually Henny gets the kill, so he actually has an AW as well. I am expecting both of these 2 players to be very active on this map. And here we go. Starting it off with Henny, trying to get a quick entry there in connector area. You see the mollies up in mid as well, but paiN, they want none of that. Aggressive mid take.
Oh, it's ugly, but Safe's got it back under control, and Henny, on the back of getting tagged earlier on, doesn't want to swing mid and go for that trade. You know, he just knows that staying alive is more important. The worst case scenario is he tries to trade that out, dies as well. 1 bullet from Safe's all that would be required, and then you'd be in a 5-on-3, so he's just had to, you know, let this kill go unpunished. Right now, paiN are in a good spot. They know it.
Yeah, deep monster smoke, but they're grouping B right now. They're about to explode after the fact, and so VSM climbing up on this railing needs to get lodged in. Ollie is good though. Still going to push Henny out a little bit wider. Safe doesn't react to that. B hold is good for a couple, but the trades are in. Henny does get that frag on the A site, and KNG immediately ducks down rather. Crouched on the corner was PKL, and Henny, we already know how low this man is. 1v2, maybe even looking just to save this gun. Wouldn't have it any other way. And what a sad state of affairs. Even though he tucks in on A, right, he avoids getting a double kill alongside his teammate in middle. Doesn't really help, does it? Doesn't change the outcome of the round. paiN with an explosive B play and already looking good on this T side, not just the conversion, but the first gun round too. Oof, O Plano are running out of chances.
Yeah, no, for sure. Henny missing that shot in connector. At least they're trying for something at the early stages here, but it's a good round from paiN. Henny at least saving the AWP something. But I like the aggressive mid-take as well from paiN in the beginning. We often see T's kind of wait out the molly instead and kind of walk in. You would tend to take connector while that is going on. I think it's nice to just put O Plano to the test here early. Unless they've had a chance to practice against each other heading into the tournament. They really wouldn't have an idea of how O Plano likes to play their CT sides and overpass. But I would expect similar kind of rounds like we saw on this one, but with hits, not missed shots rather. I think we can expect KNG and Henny to really want to go for some quick kills in connector up in mid, A long pushes, you name it. Even over to B as we see Henny running over towards now.
Yeah, B stack with the orb here as well, so Henny just trying to do anything he can to put this gun to good use. Nade on Con means he can see legs as they walk up. Might see that smoked off by the T's as a result. Flashing B short, just trying to get that orb off the angle. It's already dropped off the boost though. The Eagle spamming instead. And paiN just decide, you know what, it's not worth it. They regroup, they leave connector, only biggest error there, holding for the map control. Late mid take instead. But I mean, O Plano have just sat back on the bomb sites in so many of these rounds, right? And fair enough with how some of their aggro mid moves have gone, especially in the previous round. Left them worse for wear on A. So back in toilets, back on the bomb site. Neck is going to move up. They're re-aggroing it short right now. They're taking some info at least. Henny's got a nice sight line towards connector, but it's going to get completely avoided right now. If we just see paiN storm into this A site, the bulk of the weaponry in this round is going to have no way to play in. And that might just be another save with a 14-6 scoreline. You really don't have the breathing room here if you're O Plano. The Eagles getting walked on right now if paiN keep going up on the long side. Here's an execute, but it looks like a bit of a ruse right there. Going back to toilets. I thought it would be a con to B, but instead it's just an explosion through the short side, double entry, and that's the round really, all said and done. You can go and throw bodies at it, but all you're doing is digging your economy deeper.
Yeah, at least for O Plano, it is a half buy here, so you can still be going for it. You are expecting to buy for next, but to your point, right, especially later stages in the game here, even saving these armors, it's going to account for something. You're also not in even close to resetting paiN's economy at this stage. Maybe VSM at least hoping to get a kill, maybe collect a weapon to be saving for next round, essentially guaranteeing him a goodbye 2 rounds in a row. But for Henny, most important thing, saving the AWP, 14-6. And yeah, I mean, to your point here, Hugo, right? I think that for O Plano, yeah, we haven't seen that a lot. They haven't had that many weapon rounds, but for both of these, nicely done by Leo, staying alive. But for both of these 2 rounds, we have seen at least Henny trying to be active with the AWP. First round, down a connector. This round, he at least tried to do something over at B, right? He gets the boost, he nades it down. But when you're not getting the payoff there and paiN is not giving them any, yeah, you do tend to kind of fall back, right? You don't want to get flanked upon or, you know, run down. As we mentioned a lot with Overpass, rotates are just, unless you're defensive, rotates are very long on this map. And it requires a lot to kind of really get a good understanding for how it works.
They're just waiting to get to the 14th round to be activated. That's what's going on. So we're here now. This is it. The game is on.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I think if you're an O Plano fan, you should at least hope for that.
I don't know if it's realistic, right? We've seen no CT rounds yet. We've seen nothing go wrong for paiN in this half. They've tried both bomb sites. They've gone slow. They've gone fast. It's all really worked out in their favor. Now the double AWP, yet again. That's always an exciting one, but KNG's had a bit of a rough map this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at spots, KNG is looking to be heading over to that B area. Henny is eyeing that mid, and he has a bad spawn, so probably not a connector play this time around. Probably just, yeah, I'll just go mid. Maybe I'm lucky here to get a kill. We have at least seen paiN been very active in smoking off that molly, aggressive in mid, and just taking over at least mid control pretty fast. So it's not like the opportunities aren't there. We see it again.
Yeah, Leo back to Con. He had some great headshots last round on the save, so looking to do a little bit more of that. The headshot angle, but it's bigazera better in this fight. 5-on-4 for paiN, already painting a pretty picture. bigazera doesn't stay in connector with the door getting naded off. He just gets out of there with the advantage, knowing that that position is clear for now. Henny's in long with the AWP. KNG also playing that top site. This has been the bane of their existence, really. This A-bomb site, so it makes sense having both AWPers here. But, of course, as is tradition, AWPs avoided. And the bomb grouping outside of B.
Bit of a fake though, at least throwing some nades and stuff in mid, forcing KNG back, and I think that sells the fake even more so. I say that though, KNG actually wants none of that.
Ooh, Henny's position is so dubious, man. It's like hanging in the balance between being a position that equalizes this out 4-on-4 or causes you even more. Oh, that's the bomb. And that's the bomb. And Henny won his fight. But more importantly, that was the bomb. Now the rotation's being called for. 10 seconds. Lucas trying to hold the line at the barrels. Just staying alive is enough here. They've got to get in. They've got to get these kills. There's 7 seconds. Now down to 2 seconds. No time. No chances. O Plano, they win that one to the clock, and they even get a kill after the time's expired. Now, the money is very, very good for paiN, but that's a nice way of, like, really chunking it down, right? You just took, like, 6 grand away, no loss bonus either.
Yeah, I think they would have, well, maybe they wouldn't have won it, but they would have had a lot better chance if PKL didn't continue to sell that fake on A. Like, yes, he dies to Henny, it's not what he had in mind, but there's 20 seconds with 4 players outside Monster and PKL walking up toilets. Like, you're not going to really change the outcome of the round there. I guess if your team get all the entries, and that's perfect, but you know, they don't, so PKL's just kind of left hanging around in middle, dead to the AWP, and then his team, you know, they really would have loved another man there coming out Monster. Might have been better for the trades, might have had time after all. Another kill in lower for bigazera. Again, beating Leo to the punch. Boost on B even. And very passive positions on this CT side. They're not playing in the bomb site at all there. Pit and further. That's a re-smoke on the Monster, but Nekis is going to deny it with a spam through the wall, and this might be the beginning of the end. 1 round for O Plano, and an immediate response would leave them in the dust with no money.
Oh, this little con fight matters a lot, and Henny, good for the A kills once again. Now, is that now going to trigger this this B approach as an immediate response from paiN? They flash through Monster, VSM dead after 1. KNG comes in, it's the double AWPs left alive for O Plano. They've got to come up clutch here, and they've got it down to the 2v2, but KNG's forced out of position by that Molotov. Still a threat. He loses Henny in heaven, and so KNG's got to do it all. PKL just runs him down. And together with Safe, they really are a safe pair of hands for the boys.
They're very close rounds, though. Even these executes, I worry for paiN. They are a little bit sloppy, the flashbangs and stuff, really allowing O Plano to potentially get back into that round. Not gonna happen though. Headshots are there. 15-7. For a Plano side at least, you had enough money. You have a glass cannon AWP on KNG. Only a deagle though on Henny. It's a difficult round here. But yeah, Leo has been getting caught a little bit in that connector area. He's been pretty active there. We don't see that this time around though. Essentially swapped with KNG. Normally he's the rotate, but he's over at A long this time around. I like this though for O Plano. They're taking over B short instead of going connector and putting a lot of focus there. Just a good setup for now.
Another methodical take here for paiN. They got the toilet smoke, the molly on a divider, flash over mid to get those comm players out. And Henny, he's trapped in the toilets, although he doesn't know it with that smoke fading. He's open to too many angles, and he gets peeked by PKL. Now the AWP long coming back and almost hitting that shot. KNG, oh dear, time is running out, and he's dead after a single tag. 3 on 5, the beginning of the end. paiN setting up in A. There's a fast flank allowed. Safe here to stop it. That's not the player, though, and he's ready for the second, but VSM, lights out shot, looking for another. He's found it. This round is still hanging in the balance. VSM is keeping their attention away from Leo, who might just go through this smoke on the plant. He thinks it's a fake. He's waiting in the fade instead. Big Zera has no idea. 20 health. Leo, patient as ever as VSM walks the line up toilets. There's the line up. And Leo to shut down the round. 2 kills to find that retake after all. And O Plano live to fight another day.
Yeah, and again, they're hitting the bomb site. It's a bit sloppier from paiN. They're not really getting the bomb down on time and getting in position. And for O Plano, very quick, right? We mentioned it in the beginning here. The fact that they take over the B short area allowed this very fast flank to kind of happen. So they do stay alive, but it's very close. It's really down to the wire here every round. VSM saves the AWP for KNG as well. Damage has been done though. paiN also pretty poor on money. PKL drops an AWP for safe. And I can see it's based on that. They're actually just an AWP drop just to even out the money a little bit. Biggest Sarah buys also. Okay, a PKL. Yeah, I think that they all just changed their minds there. It's a double eco, so that's why I was a little bit confused when we only saw the AWP drop. But to go back, to buy some more guns. It's only really Nekis, but he had the best spawn, so he definitely didn't want to go back. He just wanted to take over A. Very defensive here for O Plano. Not want to take any chances here. They should be aware as well that paiN's money has been slowly but surely getting drained. And we go back to these A hits, and maybe they have made the right call here. It's the 2 ops that's essentially holding this bomb site with a few flashbangs. We are expecting a pretty fast execute when it does happen. So for Henny and KNG, they really have to hit their shots now. Otherwise, you'll be giving away 2 AWPs in favor of paiN as well. That's the first one. Lovely stuff. Henny as well there to help him out. 2 for 0 so far.
But as the pistols get closer, right, as they get up in the face of these AWPs, it can get scary. Lucas trying to rotate in. VSM here to help, but it's left on to safe. 1v2 from the 1v3. Not impossible, right? He's going to trade out onto the AK, gives him a bit more of a chance. Now sticking the bomb, they're rushing him down. You like the move out of Leo. Never even give him the space to win that 1v2. They saved the double AWPs as well. O Plano, Richard, maybe you were right all along. They wait until the scoreline's very, very tipped the other way. And now they're coming alive.
Definitely need to as well, right? Because you think after the win over Furia, they've done the difficult part within the context of this group. And to lose to paiN would be devastating for their RMR points, potentially. So They're going to fight tooth and nail to try and take us to overtime. Don't bet against it.
Always winnable, as we've learned from these matches. Deagle's out, Neckers with a rifle, but this should be a 10th round for O Plano. Just barely holding on. So many situations that are almost being closed by paiN, but those can be the most painful ones. The explosion in this round. Safe is walking out mid. He should be dead to Henny, and there's the orb. Henny always in these toilets, this time joined by Leo, but that does leave them a long way away on these rotates, right? If a B explosion comes in, there's only 2 CTs even close to the bomb site. I like the flash popping in front of barrels. VSM dodges it and deals with the first man in. The smoke is down. There's nowhere to go except right into the moors of VSM. He's caught with the smoke though, still recovers, and Lucas and KNG help out as well from above. It's 10 rounds as expected, but is that all it is?
Yeah, we said that on Nuke as well. O Plano is at least trying here. Need 5 more rounds though to potentially make that overtime. And we'll see if paiN can start to figure this out a little bit. It's been the last 3 rounds have gone the side of O Plano. No AWP either on safe this round. Neckers don't give a F about the molly. He's just running. Oh god, almost gets 2.
Oh! Even more to KNG. No one gets out scot-free in this B site. Oh my goodness, Neckers. That's not the first time he's got a kill through that wall.
Wow, yeah. Oh, that's brutal. How many more times is he going to get away with the wall bangs? And once again, it comes at a huge cost to O Plano, right? It's horrible getting wall banged out of a round. It's even more horrible when that leaves you in a 3-on-5. Henny has been very, very good at getting away with these AWP kills over in mid. Now we need him to stay true to that more than ever. Henny needs to be ready for the con wrap. They are in this position. He's dealt with the toilet player, and the con swing doesn't happen. I thought it was going to. I thought that was the whole idea here, to have the swing in case that AWP deals with the first man. Well, that never happens. So now, paiN, 4-on-3. Up through long, and still you've got this, Big Zera just waiting in connector. Henny hasn't called for rotations.
About to live or die on Henny here.
Yeah, it is all eyes on Henny, man. So much of this now is in his hands. And is this too much of a weight for Henny to bear? Or can he save the day? Smoke goes in, that cuts him out of the round. Very, very rough for Henny. He just wanted to have a chance to make this even before that bomb goes down. Well, now he's got to wait for his teammates on this rotation, and they've got to try and embark on a 3-on-4 retake of this A site.
You're really smart from paiN. They didn't give Henny easy looks at all. Used the smokes to get the plant, and now you can bet they're not going to give a single fight. So suddenly, all eyes turn to VSM. He's got that AUG. He's going to have to look. He's checking over at Optimus, and again, no one from paiN's peeking. Is he going to be able to get the kills he needs? It's getting harder with every passing second here.
Oh, the frags are too late. The time is not in their favor. They may get all the kills, but Neck is just tucked in, and he shuts down the series. 2-0 for paiN Gaming. They find the win, and look at what it means to Neckers. He's getting loud. He's getting proud. The best team in Brazil you could even be considering at this point as they take down O Plano here in the group stages. What a win, and what a way to do it. We'll be back after the break with a breakdown of that series.
All right, welcome back to the CS Summit 8. We've had a bit of a surprise, a bit of an upset, bit of a strange game, strange veto. paiN have beat O Plano 2-0. And, you've got to hand it to them. Looked comfortable doing it. Was this a veto mistake from O Plano? Should they have been playing these maps to begin with?
I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little worried about their map pool just inherently, right? When we see them on Dust and Mirage, they're killer, they're ice cold, they don't do anything special, but they're super strong individually. We even saw some good train games out of them, which is nice for this event, but past that point, we're not gonna be seeing train anymore. On all the other maps we see O Plano play, I don't really like what we get, right? Nuke was obviously, you know, a bit of a comeback. We saw definite improvements on the T side, but from the previous games, it's been poor. Overpass, this is their first match played, so you've got to give them some slack there. It was close, but not quite cutting it. And yeah, it's a little bit of a worry in the depth of the map pool here for O Plano. It did feel like paiN won the veto inherently, even though they almost balls Nuke. But a 2-0 still happened, didn't it? They take it, and yeah, paiN are going to be feeling pretty happy about that one.
Robin, anything you want to add? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you here. Like, I think for O Plano, like these maps that we go back to Overpass, and Nukes, very hard maps to play, especially when you're a new team. It requires a lot of time and a lot of official games to kind of get to the swing of things. And yeah, I would have loved to see maybe more of their basic maps, a little bit the Vertigos, the Inferno, the Dust 2s, right? But we didn't see it. And I think, you know, to flip the switch rather, and speaking a little bit about paiN, yeah, I mean, I think it's a fantastic series. Sure, they almost throw away Nuke, right? But you know, the guys that we expected to show up did show up here again today. Safe, another fantastic performance. But they're working they're working really well as a unit by far. I mean, for us, what we've seen so far this event, yeah, absolutely the best Brazilian team at this event, beating EG as well. I mean, we should start a conversation, right? Can these guys actually just go on and win the event the way that they're playing?
I want to say as well, I don't know if this is me like trying to attribute too much the way of paiN, but I feel like O Plano took the bait of Overpass being left in, and that's exactly what I think it was. You know, paiN on this map, it's not one that they're like incredibly fond of. It's not one they ever really look to, but I reckon they'd been trying to figure some stuff out here, right? Knowing that if you tee O Plano up to take a map that's usually your insta-ban, you know, if you tee them up to pick it, they're taking that chance every day of the week. It was almost like a way that you knew what that map was going to be just by leaving it in. Like, you knew it would appear in this series. So I think O Plano kind of took the bait a little bit there, and actually paiN came into that game very, very prepared. That's kind of what it looked like to me, but maybe we could get some answers from the paiN squad.
Yes, Harry, you have read my mind. Nekiz is joining us once again. Welcome back to the broadcast, Nekiz. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much, guys. We're super happy. There's no more to say.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Look, Kogu said yesterday on an interview that he was preparing for a war today. What were you guys preparing for? It seems that you had a very good veto against O Plano.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody expect Overpass from us. We were super bad, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago on Overpass, but we went to Europe. In Europe, you can fix everything because you have good practices, you got new stuff. And even though we didn't do a lot on Overpass, we played practically default. So yeah, we were super prepared, and we knew that we were going to play Overpass, and that's it.
I wanted to ask about the first map, Nekiz. Obviously, Nuke started off really well for you guys. You went 13-2 up on the T side. We've often seen, you know, really poor T sides for O Plano on that map. But then on CT, you guys have struggles. What went wrong? You closed it out at the end. But what was happening from after the pistol right into round 30?
In the beginning, we lost the first round, like the second round of the game on CT. And then we struggle a little bit on the headshots. We knew that they play like slow mode, like they only do like default for a long time, and in the end they do the strat, maybe egg execute, maybe doing another thing. So we were just don't hitting the shots on CT side, but we nailed it in the end.
Speak to me about the veto. Like you said, you guys expected to play Overpass today. Coming into the game today, what made you guys veto Mirage and play Overpass? Was that just because you guys feel comfortable on Overpass now after the time in Europe? Or was it more so that you guys were a little bit worried about O Plano's Mirage?
We knew that O Plano likes to pick Mirage sometimes, and if we didn't make they pick this, they were going to other map, and probably our worst in their opinion, because it's not. So that's it. We were expecting this, and we nailed.
Yeah, you did. Well, look, you're in a very solid position now in the group, having already beat Evil Geniuses and having beat O Plano. I guess there's no one left for you to be afraid of, is there? I mean, like, how far do you guys think you can go? We were just saying before we had you on, you could probably win the whole event, right?
Yeah, we are confident for this. We're looking to this to win the tournament, and of course, if we don't, we know that we made a good step during the CS Summit, but we are looking for the win for sure.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't bet against it based on what we've seen. You guys have got better throughout the tournament. And thanks so much for your time, and I'll let you go and celebrate with the team.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, guys, you were right, Harry.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be right?
That's good, man. No, that is good. And, you know, I think that was kind of obvious with, like, even some of the little wall bangs we saw at guys like Neckers. It's like, oh, okay, like, you're clearly a little more, you know, you're feeling it a little bit more than what you were in times gone by. I love as well that they'd kept on, like, you know, with this Overpass ban throughout the beginning of Summit, kind of saving it for, like, the right opportunity, right, to showcase that, actually, yeah, we have been putting in a fair bit of effort on this map. It's not a freebie anymore.
Yeah.
I really like it when teams do that, right? They like play with your brain in the veto. You look at it and you go, these idiots, they've let Overpass through, cracks knuckles. This is a free win. Nah, mate, not at all. They've been over in EU. They've been pracking it. And yeah, I just love it, man. I love getting to talk to Neckers.
So
keep winning. Keep winning.
What you could say, Harry, is that Overpass is no longer a giveaway. And with that,
oh yeah, that's
I want everyone.
yeah.
I'm so good. I'm so good. Check out the BTS giveaway, which you can enter at the link on your screen, and you'll have a chance to win some cool BTS CS:GO merch and a StatTrak AK-47 skin from our sponsor Vibet. The contest will be open right the way to May 30th. It will end 1 minute before midnight Pacific time. Make sure you get yourself in there. You've got to be in it to win it, and in it to win it are Extra Salt. They're going to be taking on Team Liquid. That is the next series we have for you today. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to set it up for you. We'll see you then.